All right. So we're just looking at this Bitcoin from multiple weeks ago, where we did talk about a potential pullback all the way back from here, for us to come all the way back into these 114 and 1272 levels that we were basically wanting to hold. Like if this, for this to be a ABC correction wave, and we get that last ceiling up in a potential macro wave 4 and 5, then you need sort of to hold this 1272, which is going to be 83,259. Like if you lose this, you're looking back at the 1618, which is 76k, and then you're probably looking all the way back into these previous lows back down here, and that's gonna be like 70k. So I would absolutely love to first to hold this region. I do suspect we will consolidate a bit here, and I'm completely fine if we consolidate here a bit, get a wick down, and then come back up and reclaim again. That would be fine for me. But if you do start losing higher time frame candles below this, then you're likely to break down even further. So the PA, I mean, that I have right here, that's from 2024 January ETFs dump. And at the moment, it's pretty similar. Like it's almost the exact same. You had this up thrust back here, then you have a consolidation back down. You just move sideways for a bit, build up liquidity both ways, and then you break down again. So we are sort of in this stage at the moment. I can drag this up. Sort of in that stage. So I am hoping we do form some sort of similar structure. Like here you did have a wick down, and then you just bull flagged out, and people are aggressive to short this, and then you squeeze out and take out the highs again. So that's what I would prefer to see for Bitcoin also. I know a lot of people are looking for lower still. A ton of people, but just playing it basic, if you're looking at this as an entire range, then this is your range lows, and this is where you want to look for longs. Shorting here does not necessarily make sense unless you're trading on very low time frames, scalp trading, etc. I mean, I am in a Bitcoin long. We took that together, which did hit our take profit 2 and take profit 1 already. Take profit 3 would be up towards these key levels at 88.9, 89k, which was the previous wicks back down here. This is sort of the level we have to reclaim for us to actually start breaking up, as well as if you look from an Elliott wave theory, then you could have a finished 5-way move down here. But there is also the possibility of this being a 1, 2, 3. You're still waiting for a 4, 5. To invalidate this potentially being a 4, you want to see us push into the 618 from the high of your 2 to your low of 3. So you want to see us price come back up here, push into the 618. That would increase the probability of you actually breaking up, and this is the low, and we are starting to look for structures to push us back up again. So that's going to be your key level here that we would like to tap. Even tap it is fine. Like just tapping the 618 does decrease the chance of this being a way forward drastically, but also real invalidation for a potential 4 is going to be all the way up at the bottom of 1, which is going to be at 94.9. So 94.9 is going to be the invalidation, and 91.3 is going to be the where you do tap, it decreases the chance that this is going to be a 4, and then more likely that it's going to be something like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and then you tap it, A, B, C, form a below, and then you start forming impulses back up again. So that's what we would like to see here. As far as a local structure goes, I know Ose is still in a short. He told you guys in the chat that keep it low risk, because it is a bit more risky, because we did invalidate what he was previously looking at, which was the Elliott wave here, that this was going to be a 1, 2, 3, and 4, a 5. Since we did tap the low of 1, you broke up there. That does invalidate this being a a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards the downside again. So that does increase the chance that we do actually push up here, but this structure is still very confusing overall. You could see this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty clean, I would have to say. Then you have an ABC here. You're looking for us to find a bottom somewhere in this, depending on which low you use. Somewhere in this region, you would like to see us find a low. Or if you use this wick for back here, it would be slightly higher. You did tap the 618 there, but the region is pretty much the same here. Somewhere in this region, you could worst case push down all the way into this, retest, and then go up again. Would be fine. Still a valid, as long as you do not take out this low. So I am favoring shorts. Longs, I mean. I do have to say that. I would be looking for to potentially add back to the long again if you do push into this 786, 618 with a stop loss below that previous low at 82k, and this I could target back up into the 0.5 minimum target, 89.6, and potentially let that ride even higher than that. So that's as far as local structure or trades go here. I had a similar thing for Solana, where I was looking for some positions. Well, that's the wrong list. For Solana here, I did short this previously, was a short scalp. We tapped into Monday low, and you did see a reaction. You did reclaim it now. Maybe this is the low here, and you start pushing up. I would have liked for us to push lower one more time, just because I would have liked to see these lows back here get swept and tap into our daily open. That's preferably what I would have liked to see, but there is also the case that you do have, if we count here, one ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I do think we still can go down one more time to finish off what seems to be a correction wave here. But the same thing that applies on Bitcoin. This structure here is not super convincing that this is the low. If you count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, you don't have the 5. So that's a bit confusing there. So if this is a 3-wave structure, this is a ABC here, and then right now you're forming a ABC again, and then maybe you have instead of an actual impulsive structure, you could have a massive or larger ABC push here towards the upside into this sort of 150 range, sweep this previous highs back down here, potentially push back into this sort of order block at 150. But we would have to keep an eye on Bitcoin here, because I think that's the difference between ABC and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's Elliott waves. So it's impulsive structures versus corrective structures. A impulsive structure is 5-wave structure, and a corrective structure, which is against the trend, is going to be a 3-wave structure. In this sense, ABC. Yeah. So this could have been a low. I could have missed this long now. Seems like we were kind of strong here. I was looking for us to sweep back into these equal highs. That was a nice sweep. We did get back down here. But yeah, and I mean, overall, not super convinced this is the low right here. You could just come back, push up again into that 150, and then come back down again. But you never know. We have to wait and see what happens if you do get that push up. I will also be watching reactions of this high back here. Previous daily open, this sort of key level at 144. If you draw some fibs from that, it's also going to be the 786. You did tap it there. Maybe you do push up into the 886 here. Then you push down again, and then you come back up and sweep the highs. That's also a potential trade that I would be looking for here, which would be a short here of sort of this, if you SFP this high, back into this sort of mid-range to then long it back up into the high and actually sweep potentially up into that 150 range. So as far as positions goes, these are what I'm mainly interested in as of right now. Oops. But I will be watching reactions, so I will not set any bids. I will just wait. And I will tag you guys if I jump into any positions. For Ethereum, I did have something similar, yeah. So I did want to see us push down, sweep these lows, which we did get, because I mean we had a long back here. You pushed up, you came back down, did not stop us out. Came back down up again. We closed like a portion of our in profits, and then we moved stop break even, and then we got stopped out here at break even. So I was thinking that we would sweep these wicks back here, which we did get here. Could have been a nice scalp entry right there. I did want slightly lower. I wanted to see a step in the 786. You might not get it. It seems like market is sort of strong here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could get a one more leg down still. And then I would be looking at that 786. And this would be a more complicated structure because you do have, in terms of waves, this is a 1, 2, 3 right there. That's a 1, 2, 3. That's a 1, 2, 3. So it would be some sort of like a double, triple combo wave correction structure. It could be something like this. And then you come back up, take out the highs, potentially sweep that 2450, and then you start breaking down again. So that's initially what I was looking for. I mean, this is some sort of a zigzag correction. I am not too informed about them, so I can't really say if it's accurate or not. All I do know is that if you do have more than multiple 3-wave structures, it's usually a correction wave in some type of way. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. If you get a sweep here, take out that low, potential long right there, come back up, take out the highs, watch reactions. If you do not get a rejection of that, maybe this is a potential. I mean, the ABC would not be either because you did not take out the highs there. Or if this is an A, nah, that doesn't make sense either. I mean, yeah, it's an overall pretty confusing structure, but just playing it as a range, you're looking for a sweep of one side and to go long or short. And then people break out. If you do break out, I'm watching this, which is the 121 extension, 2433. That's from the lows to the highs to the lows again. We have the wick liquidity back at 2450, and then you have the 1272, which would be as far as it would extend as a correction wave. So if this is still a correction wave, 1272 is what we are watching as a high, potentially, for this to be a correction here, stop here, and then push down. If you break any higher than this, you're likely in an impulsive structure, and then all we're looking for is a pullback to go along higher again. And then you're looking back at these highs. I mean, I did not have a lot to talk about here. I mean, this is the long we're in. It still has the possibility to do that 3, 4, 5 down here. 0.5 is a common target for a wave 4. Tap into the 618, you sort of you decrease the chance of this actually being a 4, and that we have an impulsive structure instead. Do you guys have any coin requests or something in that sense? we're looking at AVAX. Oh no, this was in with another guy. AVAX, we were looking to take out the wick. You did get a nice deviation back here. You did sweep the lows, which is nice. So you would need for us to keep going here in a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to confirm this as an impulsive structure, then a correction wave to then look for higher. That is basically what would confirm if this is the low or not. It's essentially also this low back here. If does this put in a higher low from this one, or do you come back down again and take out the low? So, and you do have a bunch of liquidity up here on AVAX. First and foremost, it's going to be all of these highs back at 27.4. But then also you do have a bunch of ugly highs. All of these highs here are bad highs, so to say, that have a pretty high probability of getting taken out. It's all a matter of when do you get a pullback here, sweep the $16 and then could push up, take out these highs, or is this the low and you start pushing up from here? Let's have a look. Dogecoin. So this is the level I would have liked it to see it hold. Now you do have multiple candle closes below it. So this is what you have to reclaim. Like if you're gonna remain bullish in some sense here on Doge, you do need to reclaim. It's a key level. It's the 618, and it's also higher time frame 236 fib to actually keep going with this potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure. You do not want to see us tap into the range 1, which is going to be all the way back down at 0.16. If you do tap into that, that would invalidate that this is a 4, and that you do potentially have this as a, instead of a 5-wave structure like this, maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this, or this is going to be an A, B, C. And this is going to be a C high, and right now you're looking for an impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead down. I do think it can push higher still, but as we did talk about on Bitcoin, if you use this low from back here at 2 and the high of 3, you can see that we did tap the 618, which does decrease the chance of this being a wave 4. I mean, if I'm gonna clean it up a bit here, see if we can let's see if we can find some key areas. I mean, this is a very, very important area right there. If you were to look at all the way into range lows, it would be all the way back down here, and you're looking for 50% of that range, which would be around 0.15. So if you do not hold this, we did fill all of these imbalances back down here. All of these imbalances. You do have a very small order block right there. That we did bounce off for now. This overall, like this is not a good reaction, so to say. It's an okay reaction, but it's not good. You left so many wicks towards the downside. These have a pretty high probability of getting swept. We can look at some, not that. That's going to be a key level right there. So maybe that is what you do get as a sweep there. I mean, your point of control of this range of this entire move is going to be all the way back at 0.15659. I would first here would be looking for a sweep of this low. Come back down here, sweep the lows. Then you can start looking for a potential reaction up. If you do sweep the lows and you get no reaction, then you're likely pushing back all the way into these previous levels point of control. This is where the most amount of volume was traded of this entire basically year, all the way back from 2024. And that's going to be 0.15. The same goes for the 0.5 fib. So that's a nice area to look for. You do have some wicks back down here, which you could look for an SFP for. And if you draw some fibs, 786, 886, 786 is slightly higher than that, but so you look for this, get a sweep here, come back, reclaim the 786, then you can start looking for longs again. So that's what I would be looking for. ApeCoin. Let's have a look at that. I would be looking for almost all of these lows to be swept here. You're below the 886. You did not sweep the lows. If you look at this, again, not a very convincing structure. Looks like all you're doing right now is squeezing some late shorts. Maybe you do come back up here, sweep some of the highs, sweep the highs, go into this daily fair value gap. Yeah, daily fair value gap right there. You basically form some sort of rounded top here, and then you start breaking down again to come back down to sweep the lows here at 0.5 first, and then 0.53, and then potentially sweep the wick at 0.474. Very simply, that's the only areas that would interest me up on reactions. Yeah. Pengu. Are we looking at coins that are very much down? I do have a Pengu, I thought. Maybe not. So look, Pengu USDT. I mean, it's inverted scale here. See, maybe maybe sellers are starting to get exhausted here. I mean, it's not enough structure to tell us if this is actually the top or the bottom, because this is an inverted chart. This may as well just be a local bounce, and then you push lower again. But I mean, what you would like to see is you need to see this basically, and you need to see some sideways movement. Right now, you're still being lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So maybe this continues. Looking at the daily level here, you want to break through these highs, through the last highs that you did make, which was 0.00118. That's the high you want to see a breakthrough, and you do not want to see something like where you just come back up here, push up, rejection instantly, and come back down again. You want to see some sort of consolidation here, break up properly with volume here, then you can get that retest and then look for higher. Buying right now, that would be very risky. I mean, you do have the potential here of doing an inverse head and shoulders, but that would again you would only look at target back up into that previous order block there. Maybe fill this wick. I see there's a massive wick here. Take that wick out. I'm not touching any coins right now for leverage that are like altcoins and stuff. I'm sticking to majors. Need to see a decision from them first, and then we can start longing and shorting and whatever for meme coins and lower cap coins. And then of course rec, that's also don't know how much price actually we have on exchanges for this, but yeah, same thing applies here. You have no interest, you're free fall mode towards the downside. Maybe you do get a bounce eventually, but there's nothing for me here. You need to see something like this. That's where I can look for long. Tau. Yes, this is my old chart here. And it played out as expected. You have a clear A, clear B wave, and a clear C wave. Then you dump from there right now. So you are looking at impulsive structures here towards the downside, which may or may not be bullish, because if you look at this previous structure here, it's pretty confusing overall. ABC, ABC, and then you have just the one wave, it looks like. Maybe this is a right here, this is a B, and then you're looking for a C. But that would mean we go lower than that. But as far as we can look on this does look very impulsive. Could this low be in already, and you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there? There is a chance. I would not say it's the highest probability. Let's remove some stuff. As far as that looks like a 1, 2, and then you're in a 3 right now. So if you do find a low here, this is also going to be a more complicated structure overall. You get an ABC, you get an ABC, and then you get a 5-way structure here. And then if you get an ABC again, then you look for another ABC, and then another ABC. That would be an exhausting count. But I do see that, I mean, did you sweep the highs? No, you did not sweep the highs. You did take out those, but you did not take out that high. So that for me is a level that we do come back to eventually. 786 is where I would be looking at this. We can zoom in a bit here on local structure. You did just sweep this lower right here. Did you also take out this? Did you tap into the 886? Oops. You did not tap into the 886, which is good. You don't want to tap into the 886, because tapping into the 886 increases the chance of you taking out the lows again. But again, this here is only a 3-wave structure. There's no way for me to count this as a 5-wave structure, which means we are either ABC and you're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here, and then you keep going lower. or you're looking for ABC here, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 here, and then you're looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and that would confirm local structure high. Maybe take out this high. You have some liquidity built up back here, and then you look for impulsive waves towards the downside, back down again, to take out the lows and potentially tap into this 786, where you either see a reaction there or you come back down all the way. Oh, that was 618. 786 here, where you either see a reaction here and you start pushing back up, and this is the low, or it's going to be another push up here just to come back down lower. And then if you look for lower there, you're looking all the way back at the wick at 230. Not a lot of convincing lows at the moment on alts. Looks like all of them want lower. Bitcoin is the only one in question for me at the moment. GFM. I mean, GFM is I like the concept of GFM. It's just, are they able to compete with Pump Fund? Is the question. Like, do we have enough people to actually support it? Or are people always going to just go to Pump Fund because that's the easiest? I mean, yeah, overall not a good looking chart, like you said. I've not looked into GFM too much, so I don't know a lot about it, but like, look at stats, numbers, if you can find that, and they're also actually increasing. Same goes for holders. You want holders to increase. Bye bye, Antonio. You want to see holders increase, and for us to actually start forming some sort of ground here. As for charts, the same thing applies that we've said about a bunch of bearish charts at the moment, is that you want to see some sort of consolidation, break of highs, without just you do not want to see us take out the high here and then just come back straight down again. You want to see us take out the highs, then slow down a bit, then you can start looking for a pullback, and then you want price to slow down again, and then you can start looking for longs or buys again. At the moment, it's looking bearish. It looks like you're coming lower. I know this is probably not the entire chart, but there is still some things you would have to wait for. So patience is key on these coins, because you never know if they go to zero or if they're actually going to bounce. Yeah, let's have a look at incredible looking chart. It's insane. I have charted this a very long time ago. Wow. I mean, it's not a chart I would buy. That's for sure. Let's have a look at volume here. That is your highest amount of volume. So you would be looking for this as a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's your extended 5. Then you would be looking for us to top out here soon enough, and then you get a bigger correction before you actually push up again, or you actually come back down into bear market levels type stuff. As for key levels here, we can look at, I'm just going to use all the way at the lows. 382 is what you're looking for initially. If you want to hold the momentum towards the upside, that's going to be your key level right there. 5.8 would still be a big pushback from today's price action. But overall, I mean, this is a very impulsive structure. That's a nice top off blast. That's looked like a 5 wave. And now you're looking for a correction wave here of sorts. And now it depends on how low do you actually push it. Do you push it only back to the 5.69? Or do you push it back all the way into this previous lows, wicks 3? I mean, if you're looking at this as an overall bullish structure, and this is a 1, and you're looking for 2, 3, 4, 5, your common target for something like that would be all the way back into, I already have the fib here, 0.5, 618, or 786. Like you have multiple targets for this, but 382 is going to be your minimum target. So that's what you want to initially watch reaction, and that's 5.68. 0.5 is also a common target, and the same goes for 618. We do quite often sweep the lows of this wave 4, which would be back down here at $3. But overall, this chart is not a super healthy one in the sense of price action here. This moves up like crazy. Maybe good for shorts if you do come back up here into sort of this mid range in an A, B, C manner. Yeah. Let's have a look at your AVAX near Sui. So this is a old position I was looking at for AVAX. It does seem we swept lows. I would have gotten filled if I had order there. But I did have another short for this, I think. Yeah, so this is what we were looking for today. Where you do want to see this 5-wave structure here for us to actually be bullish. Right now, this is a 3-wave structure. You do need still one more push up, correction, put in a higher low, and then form another higher high for us to form that 5th wave. If you do form that, because you did sweep the lows here, you did sweep the lows here, and then you did sweep the lows here, and as well as you did sweep these previous lows back down here. So if you do form that 5-wave structure here, then you can start looking for longs once again on that pullback for us to start taking out highs at towards 26 and $27. 27.5, you do want to break through if you're building up momentum here. Then you want to see us push up all the way into this with volumes break through above this high, consolidate a bit, sort of a slower price action towards the downside here. Maybe see some type of rounded bottom or anything like that, and then impulsive back up again to take out the highs of $43, $43. If you do not form this sort of structure here, and you actually only form 3-way structures, and you form an ABC instead, and you top out after sweeping the highs, then you are still looking for us to come back all the way back into the lows in an impulsive structure to take out the lows again and potentially push back into the level of 17.2, and that's where we will be watching for a reaction again. But as far as it looks right now, it's pretty bullish. There is always the chance that even if you do form this 5-way structure here, that this is an ABC, because an A can be 5-way structures, which is very interesting, but it can be that. And then you would be still looking for an A, B, C, and if you're top out there in a 3-way structure, then you would still be looking for a push lower. Near, I've not looked at. So this was from Sunday, I think. We were looking for a sweep of the highs. You never got it. You never swept these highs. So at the moment, you did not sweep this wick low, which is interesting. So this is something you're likely to come back to. I would also be looking back at this level of 2.463. So I do think you can push up here. I do think that you could get a rejection of this red line. I have to check what level this is. 0.72 fib. Or you do actually push up into the highs, take out the highs first, and then come back down. I will be looking for some shorts if in these levels for us to come back, take out the lows here, and push into that previous low at 2.4 to then look for a deviation back up into above the 786, and that's where you can start looking for longs again for us to actually push up into higher regions. So let's have a look at that. I think I did have something here, but I cleaned it up. Maybe I do have here. I guess not. Same goes for here. You did not sweep the lows. You did not take out the lows right there. So we look at this. You did tap the 786. You never tapped the 886, which is good. It does increase the chance of this being a low, but again, you have this reaction is a poor reaction of a low. What you would have liked to see is something like you do tap here, you have 2 candles, and they just go up from there. So it does tell us we are still likely come back lower. You do have these highs back up here, which you could be targeting for a sweep first to then come back down. You could also see a rejection before that. Maybe just sweep the local highs here, come back down into these 2.3 lows. I would be interested if you do come back even lower into these sort of range lows back below $2. Let's draw some fibs on that. You have that 618 just above that, and the 786, which would be the lows back here. You have sort of equal lows also back here, which is a target for liquidity. So as far as liquidity sweeps go, that would be your optimal target, but you could also just tap into that previous high here, sweep the lows, take out the high, or tap the high, and then form a start of a bullish structure here, and start forming impulses. I mean, as far as here we can see, I would still be looking first to take out the loss. I'm looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First, to invalidate this thesis, you would have to come back down and tap into the 618 here, which is at $4. You could still even come back up into this 0.5 and still be a valid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure towards the downside. AI 16. This is better looking than the other coins we were looking at, like Pango, because I mean, sure, you have a low here, but you're actually sort of starting consolidation here. I don't think it's ready yet, though. I do have to say that. So you are sort of bull flagging here. Some type of bull flag. Or not bull flag, but flagging out. Here you would still be looking for us to take out the lows. Take out the lows, deviation, recon trend line. Back up again. Bullish case is you do come back up here, take out the highs, push back here into this order block. You do not fail a breakout, and you come back down again. Then you take out the lows, and then you can start breaking up properly. But again, you would have liked to see some sort of consolidation here. Maybe you'd look at this as a range, and you have some sort of a PO3 where this is your new accumulation range. You're looking at some manipulation right there, and then you look for expansion towards the upside, which is also distribution right there. I mean, these are macro lows, 0.13, 0.15. So you would still need some external structure here for us to confirm that this would be a rounded bottom or anything in that sense. Or a proper break above this high, which does not fail, and you get that, then you can start looking for longs again. Sorry, this is super messy, guys. Yeah, so like that. Is what we would be looking for. Any other requests, guys? I mean, we can have a look at USDT dominance. I'm not a fan of where it's currently at. Actually, it's not that bad. I see we did close a daily candle above the 786. Would not like to see that. Let's throw the 886. You did not tap the 886, which is good. You did deviate back above below the 786. So you would like to see this hold. You do not want to see us break above this first to actually start breaking down once again. That's a bearish harmonic target right there. But if this overall is just a large ABC, B has multiple targets. B can come back all the way into these highs and then come back down again. So there is a chance here that we're not done yet, that we're still have a bunch of time before we're actually finding the bottom. A break above the 886 would increase the chance that you come back down into these highs, or a minimum target these highs back up here, which are equal highs at 5.53. So that's going to be the first level I'm watching. If you break above the 886 or the 786 again, and second target would be all the way up at these previous highs back here. And that's where you start looking for a reaction or some sort of a top blow off top here to break down again. And that would still be an overall bearish structure, where you do still have this as an A, B, C, and you come back down lower again, but it's going to take a bunch more time then. So maybe if you do still get that, maybe we're actually bullish in June to August, and we pump from there. Summer instead of early Q1 or Q2. But we watch local structure first here, and that's going to be the 786, which is at 5.13. Same goes for Bitcoin. We watch local structure here. If this is the low, to tap the 618, then you could push back up into 89 or tap into 91 to invalidate this. You're welcome, T-Word. Do we have any other requests, or are we feeling done? Sologenic. Is that like the ticker? Solo, okay. So look at this. I'm guessing this is an older coin. And I was right about that. Wow. 6.6 and it's 0.3 now. It's insane. I mean, that's an impulsive structure, that's for sure. But what you would kind of have to look for here is going to be fibs. You're still between the 618 and the 786. You would like first to come back down here. You do have a smaller order block back down here. So that's where you look for either a reaction back up here or a sweep of these lows, which is going to be slightly lower than that 786, and then you look for the reclaim of the 786. I mean, I've seen coins like this which do pump like this very aggressively. You do have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. So you're looking for this as a correction wave. You would not like to see us tap the 86 to remain bullish and hold the 786. Even if you do deviate below sweep liquidity, you would still want to see a reclaim. A reclaim there for us to start building momentum back up to take out the 618 first, and then start looking back at previous highs. That is basically the only interesting thing here. And that would be in the potential manner of this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. But this could also be that this is a three-way structure right there, that this is a B right now, and this is A, B, C, and this B can go lower. It could come back down here, take out the lows again, then come back up. But as long as you're above the 786, we're sort of looking for this three-way move, at least back into the highs of November 2024. I don't know anything about this coin in general, so this is just purely TA. It does have this very crazy action sometimes, so might also just be the case where you do get this here and then you just start dumping from there. So you want to see a slower price action once you come to one of these key levels here. It's going to be these levels. You want to see a slowdown, buyer start stepping in, break up again. I am feeling pretty down there, guys. I think it's also time for dinner time. So I would say thank you guys for listening, and I will be back on Sunday. I think Green also has a VC tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna be there too. See ya, guys.